arrogant. This is technically their planet, and like I said, but they also kind of use humans like cattle. We're technically a resource to them in many ways. The Greys, in my opinion, are controlled by the reptilians. They're seen a lot with them, and typically the 4-foot tall Greys are typically drones or techs. They usually just kind of do the bitch work, so to speak. Like, honestly, that's just typically what they do. The tall Greys, they're like the actual race of what the Greys really are. And the problem with them is that they have deceived so many contactees and abductees so much that it's really hard to tell their story. I've heard so many different things that, they're a future version of us in a different universe. I just don't believe them anymore, and a lot of abductees don't. They've been deceptive so many times.
Yeah, I heard people saying that and teaching that the Greys are just future humans. Like, I want to know why they think that. That's kind of strange.
Well, and that's my point. I've interviewed now probably over 100 people that have been abducted by various beings. And when it comes to the negative accounts, which, to be honest, most are, because if you're taken against your will, that's an abduction, right? I'm a former cop. That's against our laws, and it's a universal law. Being taken against your will is, it's a violation of law. So even though a treaty was made so that this could happen, I don't agree with it at all. It's an exchange of technology for super elite people. And the answer to your question, Drifter, is this comes from testimony from former military and former GOV staff. And so it's testimony. You can't just bring this information to CNN and all these other places, because they will, one, either ignore you or something will happen to you. So right now disclosure is happening peer-to-peer, people willing to talk. I've had many friends who have served in the military. I've had many friends who were in high-tier units who had access and had insane experiences with this stuff.
So you said you interviewed 100 people who've been abducted, correct?
Correct.
And those
Including
out
myself.
of 100, like, what do you see that's consistent every time you see, you interview these people that get abducted?
Typically, a lot of them experience sleep paralysis. A lot of them also, I've noticed, either had the ability or gained the ability of astral projection. Some have even reported special human abilities later, like telepathy, telekinesis, and other stuff. That's something I've also noticed. A lot of them also have been going, and this is different with people, but a lot of them come from negative experiences, like they're having problems with their life. Like, they seem to go after a lot of people who are having issues. I've noticed that. When I was taken, I was going through a terrible time in my life, one of the worst times of my life. I was depressed, I was angry, rage. I didn't really have much support, and so it started off benevolent because I did really high vibrational meditation that I got into, and I'd raise my vibrations and frequency upward to make contact, because I was very interested in trying to contact the Pleiadians or the Nordics, which I saw blue ships go over my house several times, and then even would manifest contact, like seeing ships. And then eventually, one night I was dragged out of my bed around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had my family on my Hispanic side, two males who experienced the same thing, and after almost 15 years decided out of nowhere, coincidentally, to contact me and tell me their story right after it happened to me, literally like 12 hours. I don't believe in coincidence. So that's kind of my quick summary of how I was involved. And ours was reptilian based, most of the contacts. I don't have too much recollection of what happened to me. I know that I was dragged on my bed and I was knocked out. But they remember seeing their eyes, the reptilian slit eyes, which kind of look honestly like cat eyes, but with a slit.
Okay. Let me ask you something else. Are there reptilian hybrids, like half human?
Are there? Yeah, there are. I've heard of it, and I heard a lot of the reptilian hybrids are in a lot of the powerful families that influence, the population, whether it's political, military, celebrities, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because there's videos out there. You see celebrities, their eyes kind of like like switch like to slit eyes and to some it does like weird stuff. So
Yeah, and some of the things that I've noticed here with people, like just people I've interviewed with abduction or contacts, like some people sort of that happen to them, and they're like, I don't like if they go to a certain state, like a trance, that they can do it. And I find it like I'm kind of curious. Is it something that like because I do believe that there's changelings and beings that can shift change their form. Maybe it's ability that humans have too that we don't know yet. That's also a possibility because remember our DNA's been manipulated, right? And I know we've been suppressed, you know, to not be able to live longer. I mean, we're supposed to live over 500 years. You know, few of us even reach 80. And, you know, don't forget about telekinesis and telepathy. That's also an ability that humans are supposed to have.
damn, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So, you know, there's a lot going on with this stuff, obviously. There's spiritual contacts as well, and one of the questions I ask people too, because it's come up. I mean, I'll ask them, have you been taken physically or consciously? Because there are contacts like that.
Okay.
So
I see someone is new here, but I want to say something.
oh yeah, stay in the panel with us, bud.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the static, like a static being? I know I'll probably not make no sense.
Static being?
That it's like a static. I don't think about a static, but it's like in humanoid form.
Maybe like a multi-dimensional being that's kind of distorted.
Because that's what I seen when I was a kid. Around like, I think I was about 6-7 years old. Yeah, that's what I seen. That's like one incident that happened to me, but yeah.
Was it negative or was it positive?
It was neither negative or positive. It was just like a glimpse, like a quick flash I seen, and I just seen like a tall, static-looking human being. It's a humanoid, but it's like static form. I know it sounds crazy, man. But that's what I seen.
Well, you have to remember too, a lot of multidimensional beings, whether it's spiritual or physical, a lot of them show themselves in a way that they can. So it's hard to say what that is exactly. In your case, I mean, it could have been spiritual. Honestly, it could have been. But typically, when we're dealing with negative spirituality, then it's easy to kind of figure out what that is.
Oh, okay.
And also in the chat right now is Raymond Martinez, and she sees them, and they both had incredible experiences. They are both involved in this heavily.
Hello, how are y'all today?
Hello.
Good. How are you doing?
I just popped on to listen, but you know, if anything resonates with the story that I have, I'll certainly jump in.
Heck
No,
yeah.
you can go ahead. You can go ahead and tell your story.
No, I mean, I've been telling them. I've been coming to Heinz's lives, several of them. He's a great supporter, and you know, it's a really